Aval achar tefillah, but although after tefillah, the Shemona Esrei, behistalkus hamochin degedolas digadlus or ein sof.
Not or ein sof.
Oh,
just ein sof.
Oh, ein sof baruch hu. It leaves the brain, the greatness, the greatness of the Ein Sof.
What leaves?
The thoughts of the
intelligence and the state of greatness leaves. Not the brains leaving.
Right.
The stalkers upon the leaving, Hamoichin de Gadlus, the intelligence of the greatness of Hashem, Nisei Baruch Hu.
Hare, behold, hara chozer v'nior b'chalel hashmali. That the evil returns and awakens in the left ventricle. And umisaveh taiva and desires misaveh taiva le taivas and desires the lusts of the desires of this olam hazeh, this world. And
Savatayva means he desires a desire, in other words, he lusts a desire. And the taiva is olam hazeh, for the lusts or the desires of this world. Or he gets a desiring lust for desires of the world, v'tanuga,
and its delights. Rak only mipnei shelo lo, since it is not, the evil is not in him levado alone. No. Rak mipnei shelo lo levado mishpat hamelucha ve'hamemshala be'ir, since the evil does not have the authority and rulership.
The evil alone, not to it alone.
Right. Oh.
Not to him alone, not to the evil alone, is what?
The judgment of the small city.
Of kingship and rulership over the city. Why don't you say all the words?
Of kingship and rulership over the city. Eino Yachol, he's not able to lehotzi taivaso me koach al hapoel el hapoel.
He's not able to do what?
To depart. To like extinguish?
No, what's lahotzi? What does vayetze mean? Say, vayetze.
To go out.
No, what's lahotzi?
Oh, to remove.
To take out.
To take out. The lusts.
His lust. Can't take it out.
From the potential into actual.
He actually has evil inside him, so he has a lust. He doesn't have the power to bring it out into actuality.
Lehislavesh be'evrei haguf, to dress up in the organs of the body, b'ma'oseh dibor u'machshava, in action, thought, or speech. Velibush lehis.
Where are you?
Mamish, literally.
What does the mamish refer to?
That it doesn't take over.
Mamish doesn't refer to all three. Mamish refers to just the third one.
Action.
No, I said the third one.
Oh,
You translated. You also translated in the wrong order. Ma'is dibur machshava mamish. What does it mean?
Action. And spot. Action, speech, and thought. Literally.
Thought literally. What literally means goes on thought. What does that mean?
That it doesn't take over his thoughts even.
But why do I have to say thought literally? Action, speech, and thought. Why couldn't he just say it's actually the thought? Why do I have to say thought literally? Or actually? Hmm? No?
It's a good question.
Could a baby get an erotic thought?
No, it would. He'd control it.
Controls what? He can't get any thought. What is it to control?
Oh, I thought you said an evil. Oh, of course you can get a thought. Right.
Can he get a thought?
Yes.
So is that called thinking, mamish? Is that called active thinking?
Yes.
So he's sinning. Hello?
No.
Are you thinking? Using your brains?
He
Does
can
a
get
baby
a
sin?
No, of course not.
Could he get an erotic thought pop into his head?
No, he wouldn't even get not a, no.
No. So you can close the doors and no evil can ever enter into.
Not even thought.
Can't enter into. That's what we said before, after prayer? What happens after prayer?
Well, no, I mean it's a very thin line. I'm not sure.
It's a thin line, but you have to know what you're talking about.
Mhm.
Is a thin line or another thin line? Does it make sense, right?
Well, he has a little. There's a little.
A little what?
There's a very little evil still.
He has
Thoughts.
very little evil. What does it mean he has very little evil? Explain it. Explain what you mean.
They wouldn't take shape. These thoughts. He maybe still have them. I'm not sure if he would have been. But if he would have some thoughts, he'd obviously shut them out.
Explain
right
what a
away.
Bailey is, and explain what you just started to say this piece today, that after prayer, he can have again desire coming to him.
He
what,
can.
is this, what does it mean technically?
That he is open to receive. That he's not wrapped up in godliness anymore, and
And therefore,
he's open to receive such thoughts.
in speech and action,
No, it wouldn't make it to speech and action,
and
but he
thought,
could
yes.
have some thoughts.
Active thought, active thinking. Active thinking of sinful thoughts.
Actually, no.
So what? Yes.
What did I say?
What is the essential makeup of a baby? What's with this animal soul as Yitzhahara? Does he have an animal soul as Yitzhahara?
Yes. Yes.
As Yitzhahara? Strong or a weak one?
Incredibly weak.
Really? You have a weak or a strong Yitzhahara?
Strong.
Can you be a Benini? Can you be a Benini or not?
I
What is
guess.
that ever said in Tanya? Can you be one?
Yeah. No.
So how can you
Yeah.
be one if you have a strong Yitzhahara?
Mm.
You say you have to have a weak one to be a Benini.
True.
True what?
So it doesn't.
By definition, a person has to reach a level that has a weak Yitzhahara to become a Benini. If his Yitzhahara is a strong one, he can be a Benini. Makes sense?
No, it's just one who has dominion over his.
Exactly. So don't get confused.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a person who can have a very, very strong Yitzhahara, and a very big animal, a wild big animal, and a wild crazy Yitzhahara. And Yitzhahara does everything possible to get him to sin, but he just doesn't give in. Not in action, not in speech, and not even in active thinking. Stress the word active thinking, real thinking. That's what he says, Babush.
Mm-hmm.
Real thinking.
Mm.
Could the Bailey control not to have pop-ups?
No,
Why not?
because
Because he has the Yitzhahara.
right.
Yitzhahara's going to bombard him. Could he control bombarding of the Yitzhahara?
No.
No. What can he control?
Putting it into active.
Active. Be active about it.
Right.
The Yitzhahara comes and bothers him, knocks on his door, says, let me in, let me in, let me in. You can't stop that. You can't stop the enemy from knocking on your door.
You don't know
But
where.
you know your door locked, not let him in. Is that clear?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, knows.
So that's what he says. During davening, he kind of knocks out the Yetzer Hara. So it's as if he doesn't have him, he's sleeping. But after davening, the big revelation leaves, Yetzer Hara can wake up again just as before, as if nothing happened. As strong as ever. But what? The evil doesn't have dominion alone. There's the godly soul there. So he doesn't let him in.
Mm-hmm.
Not in thought, not in speech, not in action, not in speech, and not even in active thinking. And right away, I'll try to explain what active thinking means. What do you mean, machshava mamish, actual thinking? Lahamik, continue.
The hamik, machshava to deepen his thoughts. Be'sa'anugi olam hazeh, in the delights of this world. Ech lemalot taivos libo, but
Not
Ech.
not ach.
only to fulfill.
No, not ach, I said. Ech. Ach is only.
Ech.
What does ech mean? What you're thinking about. To deeply concentrate his thought on
In the delights of this world,
ech lemala stavas liboy. What is ech?
so that they.
What is ech?
How?
How?
How to
Oh.
fulfill?
That's what active thinking would mean. He's really thinking
Oh.
into it, how to fulfill the lust of his heart. That would be called active thinking. Then he would be sinning if he thinks like that.
Mm-hmm.
He says that he can't get him to do. He can't get him to do actual thinking, which means to deeply concentrate his thought on the delights of this world, how to fulfill the pleasures. That means he's really getting into it willingly. That he does not. He has control over it. How does he have control over that?
Ki
Since it's burning in his heart and it's really bothering him so much, how can he control it?
ki hamoach shalit al halev, because the brain dominates over his heart.
Over the heart.
Over the heart, right? Kmo shekasuv be'ra'ef, is the faithful shepherd.
The rise in the words.
I didn't write it down.
Right.
It was a Parshas Pinchas in a certain
Mehemna.
section of the Zohar.
You have to learn the words. Beraya Mehemna.
Beraya Mehemna.
Parshas.
Parshas Pinchas. Be'soladeto v'teva yitziraso, by one's it forms by one's birth, by nature it forms, and by nature it forms
the nature of
its formation,
of his
formation, his formation.
Of his creation.
Uh-huh.
That's Hashem created us. The brain ruled over the heart by birth and by the nature of his creation. It's a natural thing. You have control of mind over heart. And he continues to explain. Shekach.
Shekach notzer ha'adam besoladeto, so that that shekach,
because such or
that such forms in man.
Man was formed.
But more.
Man was formed.
That man was formed.
Such man was formed
by birth.
By his birth.
By his birth.
So what?
Shekol Adam Yachol Beratzono, that every man is able to, according to his will, able to by his own will, Shebemocho,
by his will,
of his intelligence,
that
is in his brain,
which is in his brain.
What
could he do?
The hisafek, to hold himself back, Ulemashol, Velimshol, and to rule, Beruach Taivaso, in the spirit of lust, his lust, over the spirit of his lust, Shevelibo, that is in his heart. Shelo lemalot, that not to fulfill, mishalos, his mishalos libo, the wants of his heart, b'ma'oseh dibor u'machshava, in action, speech, and thought.
So he's able to control himself, to move, not to give in to anything, not to fulfill anything. Not action, not speech, not thought. Furthermore,
Ulahasiach, and to remove da'ato legamri, and to remove those thoughts completely.
Da'ato, what kind of thoughts? Das. What is das?
Knowledge.
Da'ato.
And to remove his...
Basically, it's like saying to remove his mind.
Oh, right. And to remove his mind. From his mind completely. Metaos libo, the lust from the lust in his heart. Of his heart.
To remove his mind completely from the desire or the lust of his heart.
El hehafech, to the opposite, the gamri, completely.
Complete opposite.
Ubiprat, and particularly El Tzad Kedusha, by the side of
El Tzad.
In the side
El.
On
what does El mean? You said before El. What does El Haipach mean?
To the side of Kedusha.
Especially to the side of Kedusha. What does that mean?
Especially when he's involved in thoughts of holiness.
What kind of power does a person have to do what? By nature?
To prevail. He has intellect. He has
intellect. You started to say prevail, which is right. Now you have to go back and say something that doesn't make sense.
By nature, he has the ability to prevail over the heart with his intellect.
Not to do what? Not to fulfill?
Not to fulfill the desires of his heart.
And also to remove?
And to remove them from his mind completely.
To remove his mind from them completely. To the complete? To remind his mind from these things to
the side of holiness.
To the opposite.
First
of all, to the opposite. His heart desires this. You can turn away his mind from this to the complete opposite of this, even if it's not holy. And especially what?
Especially to holiness, he has an extra.
Get it? That's where we stopped. Did you get it?
Yeah.
Kidiksiv, like it is written, to stress this point, that especially to turn away his mind from negative things to holiness, there's extra power there. Kidiksiv, like it is written, V'ra'isi, and I saw, a statement that King Solomon says, V'ra'isi, and I saw, Sheyesh Yisrael, that there is an advantage, the Chachma, to wisdom, Min HaSichlus, over foolishness, Yisrael, like the advantage of the light, min hachoshech, over the darkness. Pirush, the meaning of it. What is the meaning here? Sounds simple, even if you just said without it. He says, like the light over darkness. Isn't it obvious? He said there's an advantage of wisdom over foolishness. Period. That would have been enough to say it that way. Everyone understands this advantage of wisdom over foolishness. What does he add by saying, like the advantage of light over darkness? So what does it mean here? Kimoi, just as Sheha'ir, that the light, Yesh Loi, has to it Yisroin, an advantage, Ushlita, and a dominion, umimshol, and a rulership ala cheshech over darkness. Not just to say light is better than darkness. Just like light has an advantage of rulership, dominion and rulership over the darkness, to the extent that what? Shema'at oy, that a little bit of light, gashmi, physical light, a little bit of physical light, doiche, pushes away, harbe, a lot, min ha'cheshech, of the darkness. That's special about light over darkness, that a little bit of light can push away a lot of darkness. And in what way does it push it away? Without any fight, without any struggle. Shenitcha, that gets pushed away, mimena, from it, from the light. The darkness gets pushed away from the light. Me'elav, by itself, or me'elav, automatically. That's what Shlomo Melech, King Solomon, is stressing. The specialty that darkness, the light has over darkness. That a little bit of light can push away a lot of darkness. And how does it push it away? By itself and automatically. Put in a little light there and darkness just disappears. And that he compares to the foolishness over the wisdom over foolishness. Kach, so too. Nidche, it gets pushed away, memela, automatically. Sichlus harbi, a lot of foolishness. Shel haklipa, v'sitrachra, of the klipa and the sitrachra, on the other side. Shebechol al asmoli, that's in the left ventricle. A lot of this foolishness gets pushed away by wisdom. That's the advantage of wisdom over foolishness. Just like light over darkness. There's a little bit of wisdom even. We'll imagine how much more, a lot of wisdom, that the wisdom pushes away foolishness automatically. Why is the klipa called foolishness? So he brings in the brackets. Kimaimer razal, like the statement of our sages. The beginning of the statement says a person does not sin. Elohim came but unless. Elohim came but unless. Nichnas, boy, there enters into him. Ruach shtus, a spirit of folly. V'chule, etc. So we see that sinning, klipa, is called foolishness. So the same way, gets pushed away automatically, a lot of foolishness of the klipa, of this klipa sitrachra, gets pushed away in front of what? Mipnei, in front of hachachma, the wisdom, shebenefesh alikiz, which is in the godly soul, shebemoyach, which is in the brain. So a lot of foolishness gets pushed away by the wisdom of the godly soul. Asher ritzoyne, which its will is. What is the will of the godly soul? Limshel, to rule. Levada, alone. Be'ir, in the city. Ulislabish, and to dress itself up. The godly soul wants to dress itself up. Bishloisha levusha, with its 3 garments. And its karabli, which we mentioned earlier, to dress. Godly soul wants to dress up with his garments, wherein b'chol haguf, in the whole body, kula, entirely. Bis kalila, as mentioned earlier. That's what the godly soul wants, to take over the whole entire body. Only thoughts, speech, and action of the godly soul should be dressed up in the whole entire body. What are the garments of the godly soul? Shein, which they are. Machshava, thought, tibur, speech, umas, and action. What kind of thought, speech, and action? Shal taryag, of the 613 mitzvahs ha-Torah, the mitzvahs of the Torah. Keniz kalayil, as mentioned earlier. That's the will of the godly soul. And where's the will in the brain? And what does it want? That it alone should be the one to dress up in all the garments of the body, in all the organs of the body. And not to let any aspect of the animal soul in at all. So that's what we said before, that a person has this ability to turn away from negativity, not only to the opposite, but especially to Kedusha, because Kedusha has something special about it. Kedusha is such, just like light over darkness. A little bit of light, a little bit of holiness pushes away a lot of the darkness, a lot of the foolishness, a lot of the klipa. That's why the brain has this power, that no matter how strong the animal soul is, the Yitzhar is, to dominate over him and not to let him in at all, not in thought, not in speech, not in action. So practically speaking, the whole entire person, the whole body, is controlled only by the godly soul. Only thought, speech, and action, the godly soul. Doesn't let in the animal at all. Not the thought, not the speech, not the action. So I ask a question, so what kind of person is he? Why is he not a tzaddik then? Why is he only called a Benini? So what does the Benini control? What part of the person does Benini control? Or what part of the godly soul controls the person?
The mind over the heart.
What part of the godly soul controls the animal or controls the body? You agree with him?
I thought it's the mind over the heart.
Not answering my question.
No? You said what part of the godly soul controls
The person.
the person? The right ventricle?
What part of the godly soul? Godly soul is not a ventricle.
Oh. Okay. Godly soul.
Which part of the godly soul controls the person? You just finished saying here.
The intellect.
Huh?
The intellect, the chabad.
No?
Well, this is the garments, thought, speech, and action.
Yes. Only the garments.
The thought, speech, and action.
Only the garments of thought, speech, and action has this advantage by the godly soul to dominate over the animal. What about the chabad of the godly soul and the emotions of the godly soul?
That directs.
Are they the only ones that control the person or not?
No.
No. Because the animal soul could come up with his ideas. The animal soul could lust and want all kinds of things. Just that he can't put it into practice. So since the essence of the godly soul, which is the 10 powers, the intellect and 7 emotions, does not control, doesn't dominate over the person, that's why he's not a tzaddik. The only thing that dominates is the thought, speech, and action. So in terms of practicality, he's perfect in his actions because he never does anything wrong, never speaks anything wrong, never thinks anything wrong. So in terms of practicality, he's like a tzaddik, he acts like a tzaddik. But he is not a tzaddik. Because his animal is full force there with all its might, with all its powers, its intelligence, its emotions. That didn't change. The animal didn't change at all, in essence. Just being controlled. That's why he's not a tzaddik. That's what he's going to explain in the next piece. A little more. The afal pikein, and nevertheless, even though he has such full control over thought, speech, and action, nevertheless, Einoi Nikro is not called tzaddik klal at all. This person is not called a tzaddik at all, as perfect as he is in his practicality. Why? Mipnei sins. She Yisrael has said this advantage, asher which meaning which imply there is, le'oir to the light, nefesh alikis of the godly soul. What do we say? The light of the godly soul is an advantage all over achosh of the darkness, the sichlus and the foolishness, shall klipa of the klipa. This great advantage that the godly soul has, the light of the godly soul has over the darkness of the klipa, hanitcha, which gets pushed away, memela, automatically. This advantage is only where eina ella, it's eina ella, but it's not, but only bishloisha levusheha hanal, in the above 3 mentioned garments. Only in that is there the advantage of light over darkness by the godly soul. V'loi, but not b'muhusa v'atzmusa, in its essence and being. This strength is not in the essence and being of the godly soul, al muhusa, over the essence of atzmusa and being, shal klipa of the klipa. The essence, the essential makeup of the godly soul does not have this special advantage, strength over the essence of the animal soul. Because mehusa v'atzmusa, because the essence and its being, shom nefesh habahamis, of the animal soul,
Shema Klipa, which is from the Klipa, Shebechol HaSmol, the left ventricle. What's with it? What's the essential makeup of the animal soul? Loi Nidche, was not pushed away, klal at all. Mimkaimai, from its place, Rebbeini, by the Beinoni. Beinoni did not push away the essential makeup of the animal. It's not pushed away at all from its place, after davening. During davening, yes, he pushed him away as if he doesn't exist. But after davening, not. Which what happens after davening? She'ein, which there isn't, meaning after davening, there isn't. Rishpei Eish, the burning, the flaming fiery Avas Hashem, love for Hashem, is not Bizgalus Liba, in revelation in his heart, B'chol Haimon, in the right ventricle. During davening, his heart is filled with the revealed burning love, which is why the animal is pushed away. But after davening, when there isn't any more this revealed fiery love to Hashem, what does keep him going? Kim, but only he's still a ben, he still has full control. So even though the love is not burning in his heart, but he still has enough strength to overcome the temptations that wake up after davening. Kim, but only teichai, his insides, meaning the inside of the heart. Rotzuf is plastered. Ava misuteres, with a concealed love. In other words, the heart is not full of love, but there's a layer of love, so to speak, like a plaster, like a layer of love. What kind of love? The concealed love. Shehi, which it is. What kind of love is this? Shehi, which it is. Ava hativis, the natural love. Shebenefesh olikiz, that's in the godly soul. Kimoishi's Boras will be explained later on in chapter 18 and on, that every Jew naturally has a hidden love that we're born with, created with. We don't have to create that love. We have it. Only it's concealed. All we have to do is tap into it, uncover it, and get the strength from it. That's what gives the Beinoni the strength. But the animal is not pushed away in essence after davening. It's still there as before. How are we doing this?
We have no. Six lines from the top to the bottom.
Oh, it's a lot.
Yeah.
We'll stop here. Anyway, that's part of explaining why he's not called a tzaddik. Because he doesn't have control over the essence, the essential makeup of the animal, only in the practicalities, thought, speech, and action. Which is why after davening the animal could wake up with all those crazy things. Okay, we'll stop here.